enough of that though. Yeah, man. We're gonna get to Brian Flores next part of the segment, next part of the live. Now, as you know, I've been saying, I'm gonna continue to say, right? Hire Brian Flores as your head coach. Heavy, bro. Yeah. How long has Brian Flores been here? What, 2 years? Is this year three? I believe this is year three for him, correct? Heavy. Someone let me know if you know officially how long he's been the D coordinator for the Vikings, right? Is this year two or year three? I think it may be year two, correct? Heavy. So is this Brian Flores' third year or second year? Whatever the case may be, how he has turned this defense around, how he has transformed this defense, dog. You hear me, dog? Heavy. To the point where it's the strong point of the team. For every year since he's been here, right? The defense has been the strong point of the team, correct? I don't care what nobody's talking about. And you take and you see and you watch and you observed, even with the lack of personnel at certain positions on the field, some way, somehow, Brian Flores can still put his players in the best position to win. Make average players look good, right? Make good players look great, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The fact how this defense plays physical, even still missing some pieces in the trenches, with a lack of personnel, heavy, with certain players not playing up or living up to certain expectations, right, dog? Correct. And the way he took this and transformed this defense in a very short time span, man, for real. This secondary has been horrible this year. The weakest point of the defense this year. Hands down, man down, right? Heavy. No way around it. But still, this defense performs at a high level. The only thing they haven't done is force takeaways, for forced turnovers. And that's been a big problem as well, correct? Heavy. Had some interception opportunities, chances to recover fumbles. Boom. They just haven't been a great takeaway defense this year. Heavy, period. Now you can blame the secondary, blame the lack of coverage, skill abilities in the secondary, right? Blame whatever. But Brian Flores, one thing you cannot deny is his greatness at being a defensive coordinator. And at this point, instead of going outsourcing the head coach, I want to see him be hired as the head coach for this football team. I'm very interested in seeing what he can do with the whole team, period, bro, for real. As far as hiring his staff, hiring his scouting team, etc., bro. You hear me? Heavy. Building a relationship, developing players, right? Identifying his own players, right? Creating his own roster, players he wants to fit his personnel, his scheme, etc. Yeah. A lot of these players he's been given is because of Quasi. And he hasn't, the best players on the market haven't even been available for real. Yeah. It is what it is, dog. You hear me? But I would love to see Brian Flores, how he handles this team, full spectrum, handling, observing the offense, defense, coaching staff, etc. The way his defense plays for him, the way his defense believes in him, heavy. Has he made mistakes? Hell yeah. Can he do better? Hell yeah. But his greatness in developing players, putting players who are so-called washed up, getting some out of them, getting something out of them, period. Right? Giving them so-called a rebirth. Some dudes are just trash ass, dog, and ain't no changing them, ain't no helping them, no cap. They are who they are, and guess what? It always comes out, period. But at the end of the day, how he has transformed this defense, hell yeah. Bitch, yeah. I would like to see him as the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. Powerful. Yeah. And I stand on that 10 toes down. You hear me? You compare the seasons. You compare the defense to the offense. Which one is progressing? I don't want to hear about injuries, lack of personnel, lack of talent. Brian Flores has been dealing with that since he's been here, right, dog? Correct? You hear me? Yeah. Since he's been in the building, he's been dealing with that all year, every year. Mhm. You know, KOC, once again, has yet to coach a full 4 quarters of football. A full 4 quarters of football, right? Yeah. So what we really talking about here round yonder? What's really going on here? Once again, goes back to the Wilfs. Will they drop their nuts? Will they will they put their foot down and stand up and stand tall and make a real abrupt change, abrupt move? Huh? Even if it shakes shit up. But as far as Brian Flores, I want to see what he can do with this whole team. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Heavy. KOC want to stick around? All right, boom, bet. Put his ass at the put his ass to coach the QBs. Yeah, you coaching the QB position now, strictly, quickly and swiftly. You're here to develop QBs and coach up QBs, period. No play calling, no managing, nothing. He can't rock and roll with it. Get him up out of there. No cap. Hmm. Heavy. Shout out Fighting Irish in the building. KOC equals KFC. That boy wild, ain't he? You hear me, dog? Heavy. Heavy, bro. For real. Fighting Irish Viking says, great show. Much appreciated, big dog. Once again, he says, great show. Much appreciated, dog. For real. No cap. Shout out Fighting Irish in the building. Damn KOC, man. For real. So, yes, I'm ready for B Flow to run it. I'm ready for B Flow to run it, period. Heavy. You know? Yeah. For him to be in charge of developing a whole defense, a whole offense. I feel like his team will have a certain type of energy, certain type of demeanor, certain type of physicality, period. Yeah. You know? How can you lose a team 4 years in and not be fired? And not be fired, period. Heavy. You know, how can you build this roster as a GM 4 years in and not be fired? Heavy, period, dog. You hear me? What? Let them stick around to ruin these next draft picks? Same scouting room, huh? Yeah, bro. Same bum ass scouting staff. You hear me? Heavy. Punk chumps. You hear me, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Who really know nothing about football, nothing about identifying a great player. Yeah, man. Flores can add the toughness this franchise so desperately needs. Point blank, period, man. Straight up. Toughness, aggression, physicality, heavy, all that. You know, all of the above. Shout out Aiden Chris in the building. Kevin OC is only good with vet quarterbacks. That's what I said earlier. Shout out Aid Chris in the building once again. That's exactly what I said earlier, bro. You hear me? Straight up. That's what somebody else said as well. You hear me? Yeah. Uh-huh. Starting to seem like he may only be good with semi-developing or elevating the games of veteran players, players who have experience, but building from the ground up? Nah, no. May not be too good at doing that. Point blank, period. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Yeah. Bitch, yeah. You hear me? Yeah. You know? Yeah, man. Come on now. Yeah. Yeah. Carson Wentz, the vet, was our best QB this year, better than JJ McCarthy and Max B. You hear me? You might have a point. Might have a point. Yeah. Uh-huh. I ain't gonna say better than McCarthy, but yeah, Max B. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I think the Vikings will respond to Flores like the Fighting Irish responded to Marcus Freeman. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like it would be a great addition to this Vikings team. This is what the Vikings need to really shake things up. Hire Brian Flores heavy. Hire Brian Flores for real, quickly and swiftly. Period. You know, yeah. We've seen what he can do for 2, 3 years. Huh? We've seen how quickly he can turn it around. Build up a championship caliber defense, or at least a playoff caliber defense, right? Correct? Yeah. Uh-huh. Heavy. So yes, I want to see him at that head coach position. Uh-huh. Yeah. Totally different mentality seems like. Period. Shout out Todd Morton in the building. Shout out Todd Morton in the building, huh? Yeah. KOC, a guy who wasn't good in college and couldn't play in the pros, telling the guy things he needs to fix after he completed 72% in college and won a natty equals joke. Oh man, bro. You hear me, huh? Yeah. Oh man. Mm. Oh man. Oh man, huh? Yeah. So if we knew that we should have kept Sam Darnold, I wanted Sam Darnold going after Lions and Rams game. But looking at it now, Sam Darnold at least took us to the playoffs. You hear me? For real. You hear me, huh? Yeah. You know? Ain't no telling what would have happened, man, this year, even with Sam Darnold, right? You hear me, dog? No cap. Straight up. Yeah. You know? With that old line performance, with KOC's play calling this year, man, could have been the same outcome. For real, bro. For real. Well, you know, yeah. Notre Dame be having an easy ass schedule though as well too though. You hear me, dog? Heavy, bro. No cap for real, huh? Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the whole Brian Flores. I say you break everything, shake everything up, and you hire Brian Flores as your head coach, as the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. Period. Yeah, bro. Yeah. And I pretty much been talking about the Wilfs all live. But we're really gonna see how great or how ungreat the Wilfs want to be. Does winning matter to them? Does being great matter to them? Or are they cool with just simply being mediocre year in, year out, not being a playoff team for real, but maybe making the playoffs a year here, a year there, correct, huh? Heavy, man, for real. Yeah. Being cool with being average, mediocre. If they're not, they will make a move right now, especially what they've seen in the past from keeping coaches too long, right? Keeping GMs in the damn building for too long. You hear me? Heavy. No cap, bro. Straight up. Yeah. Hands down, man down. How much of a shakeup will they create? I don't care who gets mad, fans, coaches, whoever. How they feel, whoever. Fuck them. Yeah. Will they make the right maneuvers moving forward for their team, for their organization, or are they cool with having incompetent coaches, incompetent GM when it comes to drafting? If you want to say, you hear me, huh? Yeah, period. I don't expect them to do shit. Heavy. Knowing the Wilfs, understanding them, I expect them to do the same thing, man. Oh, yeah. Overpay players, keep coaches for too long, keep players for too long, etc. Man. Boom. Huh? Yeah. What more could you or should you expect? But if they really want to win, if they really have learned from their mistakes, huh? And they care about the future of this team, you hear me? They will fire Quasi and KOC at the same damn time. Point blank, period. Huh? Yeah. Period, man. Yeah. But the Wilfs, they're the Wilfs, you know? Period. Mm. Here we go. Here we go. Good shit, Todd. Good shit, Todd. You hear me, homie? Yeah. Real good shit, bro. No cap. For real. Huh? One more again, bitch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Said Jim Harbaugh never had a problem with JJ McCarthy's mechanics. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. But you know the NFL and college is a different animal, you know? So you got to tread carefully with that one as well. But like I say, if KOC is who they say we say he is, the quarterback whisperer, huh? He should be able to help develop McCarthy quickly and swiftly. You hear me? Huh? Especially since he saw something in him to make the Vikings want to trade up to draft him in pick number 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, man. Minnesota needs a championship mindset. Brian Flores is a champion. Yeah, man. That just shows you, right? Just because a certain coach wins a Super Bowl, right? Comes from a certain pedigree or been around certain organizations, winning organizations, that doesn't mean he has or had the right or the same mentality as those coaches or those players, etc. Huh? You hear me, dog? Yeah, heavy. You know, he might need to be around those guys or certain coaches or certain players to look great or even be great. You hear me, dog? No cap. Which makes more sense now, huh? While KOC didn't even call plays as the OC for the Rams, right? Heavy, yeah. So Sean McVay, he was really just under the Sean McVay tree. So when it came time to get a job, he can be unproven, not have done jack shit as a head coach or as an offensive coordinator, huh? Pretty much just set up there around yonder with the Rams and collected a ring from his head coach and his offense and his damn defense, period. But he really didn't do nothing that was great. He really wasn't spectacular, huh? Now looking back on it, KLC was never spectacular, huh? You hear me, huh? Yeah. Heavy, man. For real. Yeah. All he did was go up there and talk kindly and talk sweet, you know, and go up there and fool the Wilfs, promise this, promise that. Yeah. Like he running for motherfucking president. Yeah. You know how them presidents do, all of them, not just Trump, all of them, anyone who has ever ran or sat in a damn chair. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Yeah. The only one who ever stood up and who was legit was JFK, and they blew his brains out broad day. Yeah. That's for a different topic, a different time. But yeah, man, all KOC had to do was run right up there, round yonder, dog, talk nice, talk polite in front of the Wilfs. Promise to be a little fucking bitch. You hear me, dog? Heavy. That's all Quasi had to do. Talk polite, talk, speak proper, speak correctly, use certain words, promise this and promise that, and tell a bunch of damn lies. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Oh, yeah. Oh, be clean cut, this and that. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Talking a whole bunch of bull shit. They all full of shit. Ain't done a damn thing. You hear me? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Talking about coach of the year, coach of the damn year. Are you kidding me, baby? Are you kidding me, baby? Huh? Yeah. Fuck all that, Jack. Smooth criminal, man. Smooth criminal, man. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, man. Shout out Music by the Brain. See, I told you it would get better. You woke up this morning. Big facts. Definitely a true blessing. Definitely a true blessing, right, man? Every day of life. You hear me? No cap. Yeah. You hear me? Yeah. Praise God. Has the Vikings ever won a Super Bowl? Hail to the Gnaw Music by the Brain. Hail to the Gnaw Music by the Brain, huh? Yeah, bro. You hear me? For real. That's the whole thing. They talking about making history, the ultimate goal. Well, what the hell is the ultimate goal? Period. Chase one. Anyone see Adam is retiring? Well, and he should retire. He should have been retired. He can't do nothing. He can't contribute. He know what time it is. Get gone. Huh? Yeah. Now he no longer catching the ball. He already can't get open. Where for jack shit. He running in mud, running in quicksand. It's over for him, dog. It's over with. Period. You hear me? Straight up, no cap. It is what it is. Heavy. No, fuck all that. Protect Quasi for what? I don't give a damn if he black, white, Asian, Caucasian, whatever, my nigga. You hear me, dog? Heavy. I don't care if he Indian, green, blue, or motherfucking purple. You hear me, dog? Heavy. No cap. If he ain't getting the job done, guess what? He ain't getting the job done. Get him up out of there for real. Kick rocks, bro. You hear me? Yeah. Bitch, yeah. You hear me? Yeah. Fuck going on round here, huh? Smooth criminal is a good one. I'm telling you, Aaron Lee, they smooth criminals, man. Smooth criminals, man. Real smooth jive turkeys, Jack. Smooth jive turkeys, Jack. You hear me, man? Hey, give me a pound, man. Say, man. Give me one on the front and back side, baby. Huh? Smooth, Jack. You hear me? Whoa, he a cool fool. He a cool motherfucking fool. You know, man. Come on now. Yeah. Huh? You hear me, man? We know what's up. Yeah. I say bring in Colin Kaepernick is just sitting there waiting. Oh, he ain't ready, bro. Colin Kaepernick ain't threw a football in what, 5 years? You already know they ain't gonna let him in the league. They ain't gonna let Colin Kaepernick back in the league. You know what it is, bro, for real. You hear me? Yeah. Trade up and draft Alabama quarterback. Ty Simpson, oh yeah, roll tide full of pride, skull tide, but I need to wait a little more about Ty Simpson before I say the Vikings trade up and do this and that for him. I need to see how he performs versus Georgia and moving forward in the playoffs. I need to see how he performs under pressure even more, dog. You hear me? Heavy, no cap. Now, versus Auburn, he showed that real dog in him. He showed he wasn't no scary ass bitch. But at the end of the day, I need to see more when he's facing pressure, when he's under pressure, and in big game, big night, bright prime time moments. Period. Not that I'm not saying that he hasn't showed up, that he's not ready, but I just want to see more, bro. You hear me? No cap. Period. Yeah. Huh? Heavy. But that may damn well very well be an option. Shout out music by the brain in the building. You hear me, dog? Heavy. But at the end of the day, huh? I still need to see more from Ty Simpson. Yeah. Arch Manning, a good pick for us, yes or no? Arch Manning, I believe Arch Manning has one more year to play for Texas. I believe Arch Manning is a sophomore, correct? So he won't be in the draft this season. He'll be in the draft next season for sure. So he's really irrelevant right now as far as draft talk, QB talk, et cetera, et cetera. Boom. And I'm not just ready to give up on JJ McCarthy, period. Now, if the Vikings think they need to bring somebody in to compete with him, to battle with him, to challenge him, well, let it be what it is. But at the end of the day, point blank, period, huh? You hear me? I'm not ready to say JJ McCarthy is a bust. Yeah, bro, for real. I like Cade Klubenik. I know he underwhelmed in college, but he has skills. Cade Kluberneck, gotta look him up. You hear me? Might look him up a little later or something when I get off this bitch. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Yeah. What we got next here, man? You know? Yeah, man. Talked about the Wills, the O line. I don't even need to talk about the O line no more, dog. For real, right? We know the O line is piss poor. The O line has been a problem for years. Once again, it came back to bite the Vikings in the ass. Maybe not the starting five, but when your starting five can't be available, somebody always out, somebody always injured, you got to rely on your depth chart. And Quasi did a horrible job of putting together this O-line depth chart across the board. Every backup is trash ass from the center, from the guard, subtract Brandell from that, from the tackles, etc. Your depth chart has been ass trash. You know, more of a reason for Quasi to go. Period. Boom. O-line once again. On top of bad coaching from KOC, bad play calling from KOC. So who is really to blame? Quasi, once again, how many years has this O-line shit been a problem? Huh? Pass protection been a problem? You hear me, huh? Heavy. Yay. Maybe you need to look at your position coaches. Garrett Bradbury goes to the Patriots. They're 10-2. You know? Ed Ingram goes to the Texans, is a starter, and by PFF, got him ranked one of the best, guards in the NFL this year? Heavy, no cap. Yeah. So is it personnel or is it lack of coaching? You hear me, dog? Is it the position coaches who can't really develop these players? The coaching staff as a whole, dog? Huh? You hear me, dog? Who can't really develop these players here? Heavy? Huh? You know? What really is it? Period, bro. No cap. But this O-line was trash again. Spent all that money with the Colts. Fries, come here. Oh, Fries gonna be good. Fries gonna be good. They solidified the line. Oh, Ryan Kelly. Oh, come here. Boom. Ryan Kelly ready. Ryan Kelly ready. No wonder the Colts gave they bitch ass up. They knew what they had. Now you look at the Colts offensive line, huh? You hear me? Look at the Colts. Look at how the Colts tote that tater and run that rock. Shit. They knew who they had at the backup positions. They knew who they had coming in, bro. So it was easy for them to let go of Will Fries, to let go of Ryan Kelly, concussion prone, fucking every week Ryan Kelly. Period. Yeah. They knew what the hell they was giving up and what players they was replacing them with. Guess what? Young, tougher, stronger, bigger players, bro. You hear me? No cap. If not younger, just overall better. Period. That's how you build your trenches. That's how you build your depth chart. Huh? Yeah. That's what allows you to make certain trades, starting in the draft, building your personnel, developing your personnel, right? Heavy. Not depending on free agency acquirements every year, you know, to pan out, to be great, to be superstars. Heavy. Especially older players who have maybe reached their prime or no longer in their prime. You look at Allen and Hargrave, you know, they weren't bad pickups, but we thought they was going to be juggernauts. Top of the top, best of the best. Right? Now the defense still performing well, but we expected more from those so-called juggernauts. And you signed them for what? Multiple years, dog? You hear me? No cap. Now, you still left to address certain interior line positions in the draft, correct? Good thing is they got a lot of draft picks this year. But do you trust Quasi with picking them bitches? Hell to the no. Hell no, homie. Huh? Yeah, you hear me? Yeah. Period. Ain't trusting Quasi to draft correctly. How many picks the Vikings got? 10? Huh? You hear me, dog? Heavy. And you telling me the Wilf's gonna sit back and let him fuck up all 10 draft picks, huh? You hear me, baby? Yeah. Take the chance, take the risk of letting this scouting team, what we've seen for 4 years, have control of this draft. Huh? You know? Hell to the no, period. Bottom line, bro. For real, dog. No cap. You hear me? Quasi leave, KOC leave, right behind him or in whatever order. I don't care. I do not care. Huh? You hear me? Yeah. Period. These motherfuckers making millions, damn near billions, huh? You hear me? Just to ruin this motherfucking franchise, dog. For real. You know? Yeah.